Nice.
assuming you'll
Well,
edit it and cut it and all that when I mess it up.
yeah, I will. I'll cut out all the ums. Don't worry about that. Cool. Well, thanks, Tom, for joining us at the Home Counties for this little interview. Obviously, you've won the league. Just start us off. How did that feel?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I think the only time we led the league all season was for literally like the last 5 minutes. So yeah, it was a pretty not unexpected. Like we knew exactly what we had to do going into the last week to win it, and even then it wasn't in our hands. I think you guys helped us out quite nicely there in the last week.
Did yeah.
But yeah, I think it's almost like you know what you got to do, and it's sort of against the odds, and you kind of come out of that winning it. It's always a better feeling than I guess being ahead of the game and sort of thinking it's going to happen. If you get what I mean.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was a pretty good celebration, pretty good evening, and I think yeah, it was a nice way to end the year.
nice. And obviously, it was kind of um, five team going into that final kind of weekend that could possibly have won it. Did you feel like the underdogs, and did that kind of help with the pressure of your game?
I think yeah, yes and no. I think we were pretty confident going into the game that we could win. I think it was just the margins that we needed to win by put that little bit more pressure on. But I think going into it, we were obviously behind, so in reality, didn't have that much to lose in the game. We always felt that the Finch had more to lose than we did, so we sort of used that to settle the nerves a little bit and just go after it.
Hmm. And obviously you picked up Ross and John this year. How instrumental were those two kind of in the whole season, really?
Yeah, well, it's not just those two. It's we obviously had Charlie Dunnett join us as well, and obviously Mikey Roberts coming out of retirement, and a few others who joined us as well. Jack Biddulph joined us from the Middlesex League, and sort of had a squad of 15 or 16. But obviously bringing in Ross and John makes a huge difference. Like for different reasons. Like I think Ross ended up probably get my stats all wrong here, but with the most dismissals from a keeper in the league, which obviously really helps. And John coming in with all of his experience, like that was one thing we sort of tried to build on. Like we've always had the last couple of years, we've had a good young side, but not that much experience of winning leagues and getting across the line. So I think bringing in John, who's I won't say getting on, but he's what 33, something around there, and obviously having Mikey back and yeah, just having a few guys who've sort of been there and done that before and sort of know how to
Mm.
win leagues was really
Yeah.
quite crucial, I think. But yeah, no, massive difference. Obviously, great to have them involved, and it's not just on the pitch as well. Like they've got really stuck into the club. Really helped with the other teams, sort of training them up and just generally being around as well, which is yeah, been a really good addition.
Nice. And obviously, well, Henley have historically been a team that's kind of stuck with the same people in years gone by. Do you think now, kind of going into a kind of new era, changing up the side and getting in some new talent is kind of what led you to be able to win the league and in future leagues as well?
Yeah, I think we sort of didn't have much choice, to be honest. Like we've had a few people leave us over the last few years. Obviously, didn't see Jack Davies at all this year because he was playing all the formats in Middlesex. Tom Scribbins obviously moved back up north, so we haven't had him from previous years. But then obviously losing Stu Davison has been with us for a while. Matt Rowe moved back down to Cornwall. So we had a lot of people sort of move on just through I don't know that natural change and people moving on in their lives. So we didn't have much choice but to bring in some people like I mean yeah it was made easy and a few of them coming to us and just sort of looking for a new club which is always nice. Um, but yeah, I think it's always good to bring in especially skill sets that are pretty niche and hard to find, like left arm seamers like John. There's not many going around.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, obviously, yeah, like I say, we had 15 or 16 play, I think, in the first team this year, and it was yeah a bit different to previous years where we've had a good 11 or good 12. But if they're not available, then that's where the struggles come. So yeah, I think availability obviously helped us massively as well. Not just the new guys, but having Matt Dalrymple for 18 weeks. The first time we've had that for ages, obviously with rugby getting in the way and whatever else with him.
Mm.
Um, yeah, just made a big difference. Having a core that was around
Yeah.
for a little bit longer, I think.
And obviously those kind of players are are crucial both in white ball and red ball. Was there any kind of that you preferred this year, white ball, red ball, or anything that you'll look to kind of improve on next year?
It's a good question. I mean, I can't remember what the exact stat was, but it was like before this year, no one had won the league with fewer than 12 wins or 11 wins. And I think we've won it with 8 this year. And I mean, we didn't lose a game in red ball cricket, but I don't know, really won 3 or something like that. So we were just like, obviously the weather was pretty poor and we had 2 or 3 of them rained off, but I think we were just quite difficult to beat in that red ball stuff. I mean, there was, I think, 3 games where we clung on 9 down and you only get 3 points for each of those. But at the end of the day, if you win the league by a point, then like it's obviously not the brand of cricket you want to play. You don't go out looking to draw games of cricket, but just being able to sort of hold on to that, it ended up being pretty crucial. So yeah, I think we feel that we're probably a better ping ball team, just the way that our batting set up, and obviously got some pretty aggressive batters up there who like to make the most of it. But I think I think the sort of 2 things that we showed this year were, one, more of an ability to take 10 wickets than we probably did last year, but also just being able to gut out a draw and do a few of the high yards where we needed to.
Awesome. And kind of thinking about that season, then what were the highlights, do you think, individual or as a team?
I think as a team and individually, it was probably the win we had at Aston Road. I think we were miles behind the game for most of the game, and Ross gutsed it out really nicely and got a 50 and sort of batted through. I think we still needed sort of 60 or 70 to win with sort of not long left and sort of 7 or 8 down. And I think, myself and Surly put on, I think, 45 in the last 5 overs to win the game. And it's just kind of, coming from that far from behind the game and winning it was, a pretty good feeling. But obviously you can't beat the last week of the season, and literally doing exactly what we wanted to do. Lost the toss and was like, oh, that's probably the end of that then. And then, just things. I think we got exactly what we wanted to do anyway. I mean, lost the toss, so that was quite nice. But it's just kind of the whole atmosphere around the day, and obviously finishing the game and still not knowing what was happening was sort of made it all a bit better. So it was probably the highlight of my season there, for sure. And I think just as a team, just having a lot of people contribute and chipping was nice. Like we had probably everybody at some point won us game to cricket, which is nice and sort of quite a good thing to have going forward, hopefully.
Yeah, and going forward to next year, especially with everyone kind of contributing in different ways, is there anything in your winter prep or that you're looking to do for next year differently than you did this year?
I haven't thought about it too much, to be honest. I tried to just kind of stay out of cricket for a little bit, but no, I think obviously it's going to be different with different people. Like we've got Surly's abroad in Australia doing winter out there. We've got, I think, Charlie, Johnny, Declan are all away at uni. So they're obviously doing their own prep. So we'll probably take it easy and pick up winter nets in January, February time and sort of work from there. I think, aside from that, I think what we found, I guess, we've kind of joked that our night out at regatta in the middle of June won us the league because it was kind of like a new group of people just getting to know each other. But I think you can't do enough of the social side of things throughout the winter as well. Make sure you stay close as a group and see each other as much as you can. So we'll try and do a bit of that, I think.
Cool, nice.
That's the focus till Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. And just some last kind of funny questions that we'll probably do another reel on it at some point. Who is the funniest teammate that you've got at Henley?
On purpose or accidentally?
Oh, both.
I think everybody does like to laugh at John Denning. Doesn't help himself. From the I don't know, various things he says, but I think actually I don't think anyone's particularly funny on purpose, but Declan Farland's pretty funny accidentally as well, asking all of his stupid questions. John Denning, Declan, probably good fun to laugh at on a Saturday, I'd say.
Nice. And who is usually the last into the bar on purpose?
the last into the bar. Don't want to answer John Denning to all these questions, but yeah, John went the entire season without buying a beer, I think.
Wow.
Which he'll argue, but it's no proof.
Cool. Let's go with favourite teammate to bat with.
Favorite teammate to bat with. Cool, good question. I quite enjoy batting with Sterling, Adam Searle, just because we've done it quite a lot where we've either got to go and whack it and try and win the game or block out for the draw and just be a bit boring. And it's always quite fun to watch opposition while you're batting out for the draw and just see how annoyed people get when you're not getting out. So yeah, I quite enjoy batting then.
Nice. And favourite person to take on a night out?
Good question. The most entertaining is probably Matt Dalrymple. Often gets it wrong. Often wake up to videos of him screaming down cameras in the WhatsApp group in the morning, and then hastily deleting them when he realizes what's in them. So yeah, he's probably the funniest one to watch on a night out.
Brilliant.